Hey everyone, it's the 19th, 8 a.m. Sun's already up. And we have frost, man. It's not 35 degrees out here. It's you can see it like on the leaves. Let me see if I can zoom in. There's fur there. Hopefully it caught it. I don't know, man. These eggplants don't look too good. There is, yeah. Because this here is like more frozen. Feels frozen-ish. So that's the front yard. This is the cold wall, right? Because it's the northern side. I have some peppers there. I don't know what these are gonna do, if they're gonna live. I hope it doesn't die. I just planted these. I got tons of backups though. Put some seeds down, melon seeds. These are more peppers. There's no really frost that I can see here. You don't see that white? See that? You only see it on the cold side of the wall, like so the north of the wall. So the grass, all that white, it's really hard to see. You can see the glistening. I don't know if you can see the glistening at all, but it's there. Obviously this white, it's not supposed to be that color. Even when wet, it's supposed to be more like, I guess more kind of like this when wet. So peas are doing good. Super sugar snap peas. Some missed germination. I can probably fill those in. So these peppers have no frost. Jimmy Nardello there. Reaper PDN cross, and then I don't know, like the lithium oxide Scotch bonnets or something like that here. All my overwinters are still not looking good. We're gonna get really cold weather in another 2 days from now, so we'll see. If stuff dies, I'm gonna have plenty of plants. Let me show you the back. So this is it in the back so far. You have the tomatoes. I'm gonna keep here, and then just various peppers. So this one is probably a CP115, something like that. Flowering. See little flower buds. White tie. Nahi Cherapita. Reaper Naga. Boot. This is a Scotch bonnet brain supposedly, but it's orange, so I don't know. Chocolate Bootla SM. Another Scotch brains. Bootla BBG7 chocolate. That's another boot there. This one here is overwintered Brazilian starfish. Tomatoes I want to sell here. Tropical fruits. And these look like they have frost damage as well. Maybe just water damage, just water. Supposedly not that cold last night, so. This one here is a Genghis Khan's brain. More tomatoes, some lemon basil there and there. This one fell over from its pot. BTR clone. Supposed to be a submarine hob that's not doing too good. Some more of those fruits. Jimmy Nardello's. Job's Tears ornamental grass that you can eat the seeds from. Sweet apple canby. Got a couple Urfa Bieber's. Chili Hacle Negro. Urfa Bieber again. Some banana. Jamaican hot chocolate. I believe that's a BTR there. Scotch Brains, Andy's Boot Orange Copenhagen, Reaper, PDN Cross, some more stuff here. There's no name pepper, some Lucid Gem tomatoes, tropical fruits. Let's see, what's this? Starburst, Red Roselle, Hibiscus. I got tons of those. More Hill Country okra. That's what these are. This one, that one back there. This is ahi panka. Oh, both of these are jigsaw chocolates I got from Finland, from the guy that came out with the jigsaw. Vitali Gourmet Jigsaw. He came out with a chocolate version and I got it. Scotch Brain, 7-Pot Jonah. This is a tropical, like a vining, like a spinach kind of, you can eat. Another Reaper PDN, my BTR clone. That's that variegated CP115. You can see the variegation on, or whatever you want to call the condition. No name pepper, Bootla BBG7, Peach Wasp, Reaper BLC, tropical fruit. Let's see, what's this one? I might not have a name. I do. Reaper BLC again. And I don't know what this is. I didn't keep a name on that one. This is Ahi Pasilla Bajío Overwinter. This one is my BTR Reaper Scorpion Overwinter. Baby Bird's Eye Overwinter. This one back here. Give me a sec. Let me go around. Chocolate Bootla Overwinter. And then the biggest one that I'm going to have is this Chocolate Bootla SM over, not Overwinter, but it's I top it and this thing is crazy. So the biggest of all that are the newer plants. So I'll show you over here. Just give me a sec. All right, this is butted up against the wall, and there's more white. See that? So the north of walls are the cold. I'm gonna have to put frost cloth over this. These might all be dead, but look at the frost. Well, anyways, it was supposed to be like lithium oxides and whatnot, but probably nothing now. Put some herbs there. Have some lilies growing, like stargazer lilies and whatnot. There's one there. And just more snapdragons and more flowers. So starting to plant this out. I planted a whole bunch of melon in there in the back. Those two darker holes are. Some peppers, sweet peppers. There's no frost look like here though. See that? I don't know if frost takes the same path every day or if it takes different paths. I gotta keep an eye on that. You should know where the frost patterns are in your yard, if there are patterns. So nothing really coming up here. Most part. Got that bed ready, got the excess compost out. This bed is ready. There's a few snapdragons planted in, and then I planted corn, but nothing is sprouting. Still might be too cold. And then my broccoli hybrid. I think this is like a broccoli collard hybrid here. So it's the size of the flower is it's pretty big. I'm gonna take seeds from that, so I'm letting it grow. Anything else that flowers, these are all broccoli or collards. Anything here that flowers, I'm just gonna take the flowers off and eat them. I don't want it to cross-pollinate with this, so that's a big dog. This is indoors. Got some bad looking plants here. Cherimoya looks good. Jimmy Nardello, that's always been small, never really growing. Pepper number 4, still don't know what that is. Tomato that I rooted. See the roots. And just more peppers. This one was dry, so I watered it today. That one in the back is King Star, Starburst, a couple Nardellos, Jimmy Nardellos there. This one here, this tall one is a Reaper BLC cross. This is a PDN bubblegum cross. This is a Scotch bonnet. That's another, just more. So let's see. Naga Reaper here. Lithium oxide, Scotch bonnet. Andy BLC. I know you can see the fungus gnats in here. I got to get more sticky traps. Jay's Peach Gold Scorpion. Another Starburst. That's a third one. See all the bugs. This is a submarine habanero. I got some Leviathan Molly Scorpions. When I started from seed. Bootless SM, tons of those still. Let's see. Some of these are stuck in there, but so that's basically what I got going. And then I'll show you over here. Give me a sec. Burrow flowers from seed. Have really bad luck trying to grow these really small seeds well. Bootless SM. Jay's Peace Gold Scorpion. It's another Bootless SM. This one is a Jigsaw Chocolate with a Cherimoya seedling in there. It's pretty cool. I got 4 bee balm flowers. This is some Cosmos that I started from seed. Submarine Habanero, Naga Reaper. This is another Costa Rica chili. Reaper BOC cross. Andy's BOC for those two. This is a mango, lavender. So this is a no-name pepper, and then some seeds from a citrus. So grapefruit seeds. So that's really it. And then this one here in the middle is the bad. I just had to spray it again today for aphids, but it's the Ahi Cheripita. So that's what I got growing on. Hey everyone, this experiment I did, used soil, my Naga Reaper, these 2 used soil, all these 3 new soil. This is new soil. Move these in, and the used soil. So with the used soil, what I did was I ran out. I was like, let me do an experiment, just mix some in, and not wait to transplant, just do it now. It's an experiment, and I did it. All the good ones and the not so good. I can rectify this easily just by taking the soil out and just redoing the soil. So it's not really hard to rectify. I think if I did that though, I would drench the roots in a solution of kelp first, and then repot them. So that's probably what I'll do with these. But cool experiment. Naga Reaper. Hey everyone, January 10th. When I set this tin up, one thing I forgot to do, or I did do, was only set the blues. I didn't set the reds, and I left it like that. I set it and forget it, and I just forgot. And yesterday I was like, wait a minute. Because I looked up, and I noticed some of the diodes are off, like half of them. Because I never look up at the light, because you're not supposed to. And it was, oops, that's the red. So it was like this. Okay? And then with the light on, all the reds. Not noticeable. Well, noticeable, but not very noticeable. that adds the reds, and without the reds, we have submarine habanero flowering, CP115, and heavy flowers. Let's see what happens with these flowers. Because these have been sitting on here like this, huge clusters of them for a while. What's wrong with this one? But it's still all messed up. I gotta change that soil out. Maybe of this one and of this one. Maybe even of this one. Everything else looks good. There is some yellowing. Manure growth. But I've been fertilizing it, so I don't know. Well, that's the news. Don't forget your reds. Still January 10th. I wanted to show you guys one more thing that I'm doing different. It's bottom watering, not with general hydroponics, but with, excuse my dead tree I tried from seed, cherimoya. Didn't survive. I should have changed the soil out months and months ago, but I didn't. Same thing on these cherimoyas. They don't look too good. It's this one and that one. So I am bottom watering with organic solution that I bought. You saw the roots, you see the growth, and the date. I put it in this cup. No split yet. I can wait to top it, so I'll leave it for now. So one of these future videos you're going to see very sparse because I'm going to chop all these leaves off once these nodes. That's going to be on all the plants. So let me show you what I'm using. It's called Plant Magic. Give me a sec. So here it is here. Makes 32 gallons. But I'm not using it at full strength, so not even close to full strength. This calls for, that was 1 tablespoon per gallon. But I'm using like a half a teaspoon per gallon. So, and it's doing, all the stuff's doing fine. I added a little Epsom salt to this and just mix it up in the bag. Got it off Amazon, so seems to be doing well for bottom watering. Keep you guys posted. It's the 11th, and I'm just checking frost damage from a little over a week ago. So, see some of the tips are down on this tomato, but looking in, we still got tons of tomatoes here. And flowers for the next gen coming on. So, but we have damage. Not too good. Peas never did very well. And it did okay, but like not good at all, really. It's my first year trying them. Or second year, I'm sorry. First year we didn't really. This one collard it spans 4 feet. So, but there's something in the soil here because this is just one plant, so it goes from here all the way. It's one tomato all the way around, and it burnt tips there, and basically all the way over, all up there. So it's just one plant. And then this collard is huge too. So this planted here, and then that one is planted there. So really close to each other. This broccoli as well is my largest broccoli, which is also in the same vicinity down there in the soil. Oh, and it's heading. Look at this. It's heading. See those heads down there? I'm about to strip off some of these leaves and stimulate that growth today. So eat the leaves today in a stir fry or something. Eggplants got hit, but they're still alive. All the new growth here on the bottom is gone. I'm leaving the foliage for the next week. I don't really care too much about production over winter, so maybe I can let these live till next year and they'll still be here. That'd be cool. They're still fruiting. So I left a few smaller eggplants on them. All the white flies in there. Freaking white flies. So frost is kind of bad here. Not too bad, but show you the other side of how frost got this too. I picked off most of the eggplants and left a couple, but I think these tips here might have growth. It's not dead. Yeah, it looks like it's still alive, so I'm gonna leave them. See what they do. Basil's gone, but not all the way. There's still some growth, but it gets no sun. It's basically pure shade, so I'm gonna cut it back, see if it comes back with, this stuff is kind of alive. Black Hob, kind of alive, so I'm leaving them. Everything else I overwintered. So this looks okay here. Foliage is missing on a lot of my plants. But the Fatality Gourmet Jigsaw that's tucked in the corner is doing the best because it has two walls warming it in there. But you see this is coming out of the pocket here. Still looks kind of okay, but the leaves are, yeah, it looks about the same as the rest. So CGN didn't really do too well. Up top at least. Down here it's fine. I have a ripe pepper in there. It looks like it's ripe. There's more, but there's not enough foliage to produce enough sugar to ripen them fast enough, especially in the cold. BTR took a hit. Those pods aren't gonna, it's gonna be heavy fruiting too. Like it was gonna be heavy fruiting. But the leaves are all falling off, so I don't know what it's gonna do. Eggplant still alive. Sugar Rush Peach still alive. I ate one of those today. Posted it on Pepper Lovers, but on the MeWe app it was pretty tasty. I'm trying something new here. Every 8 inches or so, I'm just putting a hole, but I'm not tilling. So I'm letting the mycelium colonies form, but at the same time, maybe bring, hopefully, a little needed aeration into the soil. So I'm gonna do this with all the beds. I just did it with this one. Again, this is the second time. Again, not tilling anything, not doing anything as far as tilling, but just adding in some, oh, look at here. Good sign. Let that grow, see what it does. Don't mind the singing next door. You can still see the rabbit poo remnants. I haven't even, it's not even close to being, like, whatever, broken up. So if you look at this bed here, you see one thing hopefully stands out to you in this bed. Let me pan my shadow out of the way. Hopefully something stands out, is that this plant is the biggest. It's in what's called a sun trap, heat pocket basically, and it's doing good. It could be the genetics as well, but anything outside has severe leaf drop. Here, there. The only exception are the Sugar Rush Peach. So I'm thinking either there's a heat, some kind of heat here with the frost because it's higher. I don't know, maybe it's frost doesn't come up here that much, or it might be the genetics of the Sugar Rush Peach. But I have Sugar Rush Peach spanning from here, wrapping all the way around to there, and the leaf structure is the same. So I would imagine then that it's the actual genetics of the Sugar Rush Peach. So I'm thinking I'd be more tolerant for us that grow here in Arizona, Zone 9B. Anyone Zone 9B, maybe Sugar Rush Peach would be winter hardy for you. So I'm going to try that a little bit more. I got some seeds I saved. I'm going to plant them today. I'm going to plant some Sugar Rush Peach today. Here's some wood chips that I laid down before, maybe a couple months ago, and there is fungal hyphae all through this. That does not mean that the soil is good because you see fungus and you can start planting in it. It doesn't mean that. I see that on YouTube a lot. Basically what that means is that this substrate is perfect for growing fungi. It's moist, there's carbon, there's minerals to mine for the fungi, because the fungi uses a lot of acids and enzymes to chew through different things, like if it's rock or whatever it is that they need minerals from. That is what this means. But for me, being that this is wintertime, these are going to bring this level of mulch down as they eat through it over the wintertime, as well as extracting what they need, and the rest is going to be delivered down to the soil layer as mineral, as ions. So there is a good amount of humus in this, so it'll hopefully bind in clay, so it'll bind to those ions and store them, so that when I grow my plants in here next spring, around mid-March, April is when this gets sun again. Those ions should still be bonded to the clay and to the humus in the soil, as well as whatever other the bacteria. As far as the bacteria cycle, they'll be locked into that as well. So that's basically what this means. You can see hyphae all through this. And some of this hyphae might not be good for plant roots. Some might, so you don't know. But basically, this is a substrate that's good for fungus. All right, so check this out. This is a PDN cross with a Reaper. I just up-potted to this. And here's a new pot for my Reaper cross with Butte Orange Copenhagen. Both from whitehotpeppers.com. So this is how I repot. So I get the pot. I got some cheap soil, $5 a bag, and then I got perlite, mix it together, and then I got a blend of fish bone meal, Epsom salt, alfalfa meal, kelp meal as well. So those 4 ingredients, I made like a super blend out of it, and then I added in maybe like a tote, 3/4 full. I added about a cup and a quarter, maybe about a cup, about a full one of these to it, and then I blended it all together, and then that's what I did to come up with this mix here. So basically, to repot, let me just 2 steps. Fill this up with a cup in there as a placeholder, and then step 2 is here. Take your plant to be up potted. You can see the roots, and just pop it right in. Pops right down, right into place. And then just do a little of this on top, a couple taps, and that's transplanted with minimal root disturbance. And we have babies singing in the background, providing morning cheer for all us gardeners. All right, so these fish peppers weren't so lucky as far as having their roots intact, and they're one of my later fish because they're later peppers because they're jalapeno heat roughly. So I'm just trying to tap it without losing the. Here, I gotta put the phone down. All right, so it's in there, kind of snug, but cool thing about gardening is you can do anything you want. Looks a little better, so leave it like that. So these 4 fish peppers here. I think I forgot to water it. Had a lot of germinated and sprouted, and this is all that lasted. Unfortunately, stay on top of your water, especially if your room is 85 degrees and not humid. So stay on top. But these will look healthy. I mean, and these will probably be the most drought tolerant anyway. So maybe these are the ones I wanted in the first place, and the rest I wanted to die. F1 here for Arizona, drought, heat-ridden, or heat-blessed, mild winter city here in Phoenix, or actually Mesa. So these are hopefully the most heat and drought tolerant, being that they're the ones that survived me not watering anything, and everything else died. As far as the fish peppers, I had 2 cups germinating, like 11 each, and this is all that lasted. This is all that lasted. So maybe this is what I wanted as far as what'll last anyways here in a drought situation or heat situation. Hey everyone, so I'm inoculating with plant magic for bottom water, but in the knowledge that I'm using bacteria, so the water can't stay down there for long or it'll stagnate. But I think we have mycorrhizal fungi here, because Plant Magic has it. See that? It's a way to get bottom water and keep things organic, so that when I put this in soil, there's no ramping up. It's already there, ready to roll. Hoping I'm right, but that's what it looks like to me so far. Alright everyone, it is super soil day. So I have my mix here. So this is kelp meal, alfalfa meal, bone meal, Epsom salt. And I'm adding some of my homemade ground eggshells to this for a little bit added calcium. And that's going to be my mix. To that, got 4 bags of volcanic sand for aeration, 3 bags of peat moss, okay, box of locally derived worm castings. I should have filmed the location and facility, because they have really cool stuff, tons of worm bins, and by worm bins I mean like this tall. There's like 12 of them there, and they're doing soldier flies and huge vegetable beds, tons of compost. They're planting orchards, so that place is awesome. You'll see that in a future video, because I'll be back. So this is fresh, locally derived castings. This is not anything sourced in a bag that's been sitting. This stuff is harvested. Look at that egg. Right there. I think that's an egg. Maybe not though, it looks round, but there might be some eggs in here. Smells actually like absolutely nothing. I can't even smell it. Doesn't smell like anything. Fresh castings, and then to that I'm also going to add some of my locally derived compost, which is basically ready. I'm just going to separate out some of the larger wood, and I'm going to get started mixing this now. Woo! Okay, so you can still see some of the rabbit poo. Here's my compost, homemade completely. So I'm getting soil life from the compost, from the rabbit poo, from the worm castings, and that alfalfa meal also had inoculants in it, being fungus and bacteria that I got off Amazon. So that'd be the 4th source of biological life. So I'm gonna start mixing. The lightest thing is the peat moss. I'm gonna mix it here, put the peat moss on bottom, this and the worm castings on top, mix it all up with the sand. Here you want to rinse this out first, so put the hose in the top and just let the excess water drain out. Hopefully not too much sand, so I'm gonna do that now while I mix this up. So alright, I'm mixing this half batch at a time. I still have 2 more bags of lava sand, about half more Worm castings, a ton more of this. I'm not even gonna use it all, even with the rest. Use half of my compost. So there's the consistency of the compost. Oh, I was supposed to use an extra half a bag of this, but I didn't, but it's fine. This will just be the richer, I guess, the richer formula for plants that need more rich soil. Or, no, not need. Plants that can tolerate soil with more compost at the root zone. And then, I guess the plants that can't will have an extra bag of peat compared to everything else. So, but the consistency of my soil is this. Looks really, really good. One thing that's missing is perlite, which I ran out of money. So I'm gonna get a couple, maybe 2 cubic feet here. I don't know if that's too much or not. I'll estimate as I'm mixing. So I might need 2 bags. They're about 20 bucks a bag. So, which will also up the volume. And instead of being like, I don't know, 8, 10-gallon bags, maybe I'll get like 11 10-gallon bags worth of soil. But that's basically it, really. I'm just going to put these in some 10 gallons and put them somewhere where they're out of the way, where people can't really see them, because they need to mature for spring. Beginning to mid-March is when I'm planning out, so probably beginning. But this is basically, for today's at least, this is done. Those are the old bags there. And again, this is eggshells, bone meal. It's fish bone meal specifically. Breaks down faster. And then there's the Epsom salt, alfalfa meal, kelp meal. I did not do neem seed meal, though I really, really, really wanted to for nematode resistance, and as well as all the nutrients it provides, but I didn't have the money because this is expensive, man. They call it super soil for a reason, because it super duper digs in your pocket. So this is the second batch with double peat. Peat's gone there. And then I got compost on top of that, worm castings on top of that. I'm gonna add a little of this and then put both bags of sand, and we should be ready. All right, so one of the Naga Reapers in reused soil is no more, unfortunately. Reuse soil. I was gonna transplant it into something more new, but well, actually, it's still got some green to it. But it's I'm just gonna throw it away. I'm gonna mess with it because I have tons of other peppers, anyways. A couple here. I'm overwintering. This is a zinnia and a Scotch bonnet brain strain. Urfa Bieber, my BTR hybrid with a bird's eye. This one is a TFM Scotch bonnet, and this isn't a pot size for this. Actually, it's a placeholder for another pot. Once I slide this out, I'm gonna get a pepper that's in a pot this size that needs to get up potted in about 2 weeks from now. Pull this out and then put it in, and then I'll have 2 big pots. But I just took this out of a solo cup today. So that was the size of the root ball originally, solo cup. That's all the peppers. This was a super hot that wasn't doing very well. It was in the pot with that tree, the last one. And excuse the noise in the background. I just twisted and ripped the root ball out and just put it here. Let's just see what happens, you know. Hey, little Benny, what's it taste like?
Sugar.
The broccoli tastes like sugar? You sure? It tastes sweet? Feels good when your family, you're eating what you've grown organically. Picked right off the plant just now.